Oh man, episode 379 of Lopez Radio, on location again. Last episode was with our buddy Slick, and we were at a brewery. Now I'm at the house of Kitty Cosmos.
Yes.
Streamer extraordinaire.
I wouldn't go that far.
Streamer extraordinaire. I'll go that far. At It's Kitty Cosmos for Twitter and Instagram. Kitty Cosmos for TikTok and Twitch.
Yep.
You were just guest number 3 on Offline with Lopez Radio, and then we're continuing the conversation over here.
Yeah. Hello.
It was a lot of fun.
It was. I was saying earlier, before we switched to this episode, I was like, are we because you said about 20 minutes for the offline take that we just did, and then we just kept talking. We were at about 35 minutes because I can see on the timer there, and I was like, wait, are we on Lopez now? Like, is this Lopez Radio or?
No, and I'm still kind of coming to grips with how do I cut myself off, because doing Lopez Radio for so long, I mean, we'll go upwards of 3 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, you know what? I need to figure out a way to make my stuff shorter, because I think that turns people away sometimes.
Yeah.
When your content's long.
There's very few people, even Joe Rogan's stuff, like his longest stuff, there are very few times that I have listened to a full 3 hours, unless it was someone that I was just like, I gotta listen to the Elon Musk. I've gotta listen to fucking Graham Hancock. I've gotta listen, like whoever it is that I want to listen to. Like, I'll fucking like make a point to stop, start, and hear everything. Like, I'll listen to about an hour of it. I'm like folding laundry and stuff, or then I'll get in the car and pick up where I left off, because I don't drive enough to like finish a podcast. You know, they're so long. So I just feel like, and I just don't listen to any other podcasts, to be honest.
When I stopped having a commute, like a significant commute for work, my podcast listening went way down.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the perfect time to listen, is right when you're just driving in the car. You're in the car for an hour and a half. So
that's a great time.
You know, for being someone who makes podcasts, it's kind of tough to, you know, be like, I don't listen to that much though. Yeah. But
it's hard. Everyone, like, again, I keep referring to Joe Rogan because this is the only fucking podcast that I've been listening to for a decade.
Right.
I think it's been around that long.
It's been around,
at least, I've been listening to it from the first like couple hundred, like OG listener.
I was all hours up to, I don't know, I forget the number I was even on, but I was one of the people that was like, I had to drive into work, and B, my work allowed me to wear headphones all day.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't have to listen out for people. Now I kind of do, because I work in an office of people.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, how can you listen to podcasts at work?
Yeah, it's kind of tough. Like, I can have it in, but I have to keep pausing. So I feel like I never get through like super long podcasts.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's just changed a little bit. Now you have to kind of cherry pick a little bit more, right?
Yeah. Well, and there's just so much. Yeah, he puts out so many episodes, and like we said, there's like a lot of them are long. You know, it's just, but he's one of the few people that I can get away with that.
Yeah, and to be honest, like some people, I'm just kind of like, I can miss that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. But
like, I feel like if there's ad revenue, you know, or something associated with it for like listening time, like if I put out a super long YouTube video and like my OG people are gonna like watch every freaking like the entire thing, and it's going to go towards my overall watch time, like, screw it, who cares? But that sucks that, like, if you're not monetized, you're making these long.
I mean, but it's more of a passion project at that point.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like having long conversations with people, and, you know, kind of just digging in, because I feel like, and I could probably chop it up into smaller stuff, but I feel like you lose context at that point.
Yeah,
and it's dangerous.
It feels less intimate and like real once you start editing the podcast, because the whole point of the podcast is it feels unedited.
Yeah. Well, it's actually like sitting around and talking to a friend, right? Like,
exactly.
You don't just get, you don't meet up with a friend after a long time and be like, all right, we got 15 minutes to talk.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
All right, it's driving me crazy. I do have to monitor. I've broken.
I knew it.
We're not even 10 minutes in.
Okay, so he's
what's going on with you? What's here's my new favorite thing. What's on your mind?
What's on your mind? I think the better question is what's not on my mind with my racing thoughts. I have racing thoughts. Do you have racing thoughts?
Explain a racing thought to me and I can tell you if I have it.
I just have you ever seen God, this movie, no one's ever seen I feel like no one ever talks about this movie. Did you ever see Orange County?
Yeah.
Which
so many times.
Fucking love that movie.
So many times.
So there's a part when Jack Black is he on speed?
Yeah, I think so.
When he's in the car before he burns the professor's house down.
Yeah.
And they call he's like, there's a scene. I always play it for my chat. My Twitch chat. He's just like, I got these ideas like a fucking hat. Like a hat that's like
My favorite part of that whole thing is when he's just looking at Colin Hanks the whole time, and then there's like, oh my god, and he goes, the way he like jerks the wheel is so funny to me.
He steals that entire movie. Jack Black does. He's
a good one.
So funny when he's vacuuming his room in his underwear.
Yeah,
and he's just like, like fucking so And doesn't he jump in the pool at one point because he thinks Colin Hanks is drowning, and he's like, "I got you, buddy!" And he just fucking like keeps running across the water, like
because he's having that existential crisis and just sinking in the pool.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, yeah, total. So yeah, I'm kind of like Jack. My mind is like Jack Black in fucking Orange County. No, I just have a lot of like racing creative thoughts. I recently I was officially finally diagnosed with ADHD, but like my teachers tried to get me on Ritalin at a really young age. My mom's like, I'm not putting her on Ritalin. I'm not putting my kid on Ritalin.
Right.
They were just like so against that. Although I can imagine the accomplishments that I might have made had I been able to focus more in school. But yeah,
I think there comes a certain time, and this is me being a parent, like a fresh new parent, like within the past year and a half, right?
Yeah.
I think there comes a time where like you do have to allow the true personality to occur.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay for your kid to be a little scatterbrained, because that's what kids do.
Their brain's still developing.
But like to be a little scatterbrained because they need to figure stuff out too without the assistance of medication.
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed with a very slight ADD, right? And I haven't done really anything about it until fairly recently. Mm-hmm. But mine's a kind of an as needed basis.
What are you doing for it?
Well, my doctor put me on like time release Adderall.
Nice, you got the time release.
Yeah.
Because the immediate release, I fucking wanted to die.
Yeah, it's like hitting hyperspace, right? I can't do that.
Ritalin, however, I didn't. So we didn't do the slow release because she was like, I don't want to do slow release with you because if you do slow release and you have negative side effects, it's just going to be prolonged. It's like doing like a bad trip, right? It's going to be if it doesn't work for you. So she's like, Ritalin is kind of in the same family as Adderall. It's just a little different and hits like on some different receptors. So she's like, and she knows I'm super sensitive to medication. She's like, let's give you, and I went in for the crazy test. Did you do the computer screen test?
No, I filled out a little questionnaire.
Yeah. Are you depressed? Do you have difficulty completing
Can you read?
tests?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Do you read the same thing over and over again and retain none of the information?
Right. They just total up your yeses and nos. Like, yeah,
and then you could fake it because if you just, it's like if I actually wanted Adderall, like if I was in college, like and like abusing it or something to like study, I would totally know how to manipulate the system and be like, yes, 10, 10, 10, 10. Like, give me the speed. Yeah. It's literally called meth. It's like literally, that's actually the base method something.
Methamphetamine.
Yeah, it's a methamphetamine. Yeah. So anyway, I'm on Ritalin. Okay. And that made me feel way better. And I had to start off even with 5 milligrams, quartering it. Like I have to cut it 5 milligrams into a quarter with like a full like food in the stomach. And it does, it helps. It does. I get more done. Like I definitely get more done. I have more focus and I feel, not that I've done that. I've done some illegal drugs in my day, but it's kind of like a cocaine like thing without the really bad come down.
Right.
And Yeah, I've
So you cut
accomplished
up a 5.
I quarter 5 milligrams.
I feel like mine's like, it's a time release, but it's like a 20.
Yeah, that's
Just
a lot. But you're
lot.
getting the time release.
Yeah.
And you didn't have the negative side effects, I guess. So it
I'm
can.
guessing not. Whatever those could be.
Do you take it with food? Because I couldn't imagine taking that on an empty stomach. Just,
I don't. Whoa. What's that movie where they start tripping out and Euro Trip, when their eyes start going. They're not pop brownies, like they're not even tripping. They just think they are. But no, it's. Do I? I don't think I do, because honestly, I take it and I don't think about food.
Yeah.
I have to
yeah.
tell myself to eat.
Yeah, it suppresses your appetite for sure.
Yeah, I get into work or I get into whatever it is I'm doing, and honestly, I do it as needed. So maybe once a week, maybe like I don't have to consistently take it.
Yeah.
Like I like that I'm not like completely locked in on it.
Yeah.
Because I know some people do get that way, or some people just need it that much.
Yeah.
Because my doctor was like, "Look, man, you have it to a sense." Because like so for me, I would sit down and I would read a book. Right, I love reading, but I'd read a page, and then I'd realize I don't even know what that page said because I'm thinking about other shit.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
you find your mind wandering off, even though you're reading the words, and you're just literally.
And I was telling him that I was like, I'll read a page 5 times sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't even know what that said.
I know.
I'm too busy. I float off, and he's like, yeah, all right. Well, when you need it, take it. If you don't need it, take it. And that's been nice. And I've been leaning toward not taking it as much. You know, because I want my thoughts to be genuine. You know, I want my motivation and my creativity to be genuine.
My thoughts are genuine. I'm just less fucking depressed, like, you know, because I couldn't get out of bed.
Right.
Like literally couldn't get out of bed. And the depression, like I was on anxiety depression meds, which is a major side effect of ADHD because you can't accomplish the things that you need to accomplish. Like I got these ideas. Like I have so many ideas, you know, like I have a boot, you know, I do. This room that we're sitting in right now, you can't see it, but like my ADHD meds help me. You guys can't see this, but I hired a professional organizer because I need help. Like I needed help, and it's okay to ask for help. But I have so much stuff, and I was just like having breakdowns. Like the way your space affects your mental health is so important, especially for me. Like if things are really off, like I get really OCD, it makes me irritated. I have so many cables and wires and spare parts and camera accessories, and I needed a professional to come in and just like help me. But like I never would have made that phone call and finally like put that on my checklist if it wasn't for the meds.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think everybody's been like that when your house is just out of order. Yeah. And you're kind of like, it feels like chaos all the time because you're rummaging on the table to find something.
Right.
Or, you know, and that's a terrible feeling.
Which is normal. It's part of an artist. Like the chaos, it's like a organized chaos.
Yeah.
But to a point, and it's like, can you exist in that? Like, am I?
Some people do. And and I feel like those people are typically very unhappy.
And they cut their ear off like Van Gogh.
Oh, yeah, that
they do that shit. I don't want to cut my ear off.
I don't feel like that. I feel like I like my ears.
I like my ears are okay. I get compliments on them a lot. Like people are like, "You look like an elf."
Okay.
You seem kind of elvish.
Yeah.
I'm like thanks. Like you have cute little ears.
Thank you.
I don't want to. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to.
I'm proud of my elf ears. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough thing because, you know, to be scatterbrained at times, like I can't imagine it being all the time. Yeah. And I know that you're pretty honest about the fact that you're just kind of all over and you need that help, you know, like you talked about, we just did an episode offline. You were talking about how your editor has to like constantly be like, hey, will you watch this? Will you take a look at this? Will you? Yeah. Yeah. And it's good to have those people. Yeah. You know, I think that
this is not a one-man job. A lot of people are insane and they try to do all this. Like, that's why I have so much respect for OGs like Jenna Marbles on YouTube, because she did her own editing. She recorded a video every week. I don't know if she had people help her eventually. Like now I think her fiance Julian does it. I don't know if they're married yet. I have no idea.
Right.
But I know he eventually like started helping with the videos. But like she was like doing it and cutting it herself every week. You know.
I know a lot of people that do that, and it's tough.
Jesus, I can't even show up to record it.
Yeah. You're lucky if I hit go live.
Yeah, you're like, dude, I'm just trying to make it for like my 2 live streams and like have the energy to do that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think too, though, you make up for it in other ways. I think that you, just because obviously we're friends on social media and I pay attention, like you go work out, you go do this stuff. And I think there's a lot of people who don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you I know it's a conscious effort. You have to actually make yourself go do that stuff. But there's people who would love to do that and they just don't.
I'm too vain.
You're too vain?
Well, I do it for my mental health, but also just like I am trying to defy gravity as much as possible.
Sure. Sure. Me and my buddy Slick. His name's Nick, but he likes to go by Slick. So I try to respect.
Did he give himself that nickname? Because that's kind of weird.
I don't know. But I try.
People call me Slick.
I try.
He like gave himself a nickname.
I try to respect that, right?
I'm kidding.
But,
like Slick.
But like we were like that was the big thing. I asked him, "What's on your mind?" He goes, "I've been thinking a lot about how I'm gonna die." I'm like, "Okay, we got deep quick." Well, he said he likes to. He doesn't like going. He's like, I got a physical recently, and he's like, I don't like going to the doctor because I feel like I don't want to know if something's wrong with me.
Yeah, I hear a lot about that. That weird, like, what if there is?
I feel like that's like saying, if I don't look at the nutrition facts on this snack, the calories don't count.
Yeah.
Right?
You're just completely ignoring everything.
But I
know people who've died because of that. Like, because they literally waited too long to get that lump checked or whatever.
He's like, but because that was his point. It was like, I don't want I don't want to find out and then have to go through some painful procedure to treat it. And I was like, but you die otherwise.
You're gonna die. The other solution to that, other choice is you're gonna be dead.
He's like, I'd rather just keel over one day. And I'm like, I mean, but if it's something wrong that's treatable, it's probably something that's not going to be like instantaneous, right?
It's like you can just go handle snakes instead and pray about it,
right?
Maybe
if you find out that you've got a slightly elevated cholesterol and you got to take something for that, then that's different because now you won't have a heart attack 10 years from now.
Exactly.
He's like, yeah, but but I mean, to each their own. Like, there's some people who just don't want to know that stuff. I know plenty of people that just, no, I'm only going to go to the doctor if I feel really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
And
that's
fine. If you want to be like that, I go get a physical every year.
Yeah. I mean, I will. I'm probably due for a physical. For sure. And
getting one this week. Actually.
My lady appointments as well. Fucking hate those. You're getting a physical?
Yeah.
Are they checking your prostate yet at your age?
I don't think I'm there yet. I think I'm 1 or 2 years away from that.
So they've never put their finger up your butt?
Never had that yet. But I'm sure it's coming.
It is.
Yeah. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm going to have a little tetra of wine and maybe
you light a candle?
Maybe a cheese board.
Cheese board. Just be like, just
be gentle with me.
Let me have this moment.
Would you like a glass of wine at least? Can we talk for a second?
Can we just set the mood?
No, what's going to happen is they're going to take some blood, test that out. They'll check my blood pressure, and my doctor will say, you need to lose some weight. And that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
So
that's
fine.
Yeah.
You drop about 20. I'd be happy if I dropped 20.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
I think we all feel that way. Just 20, just 10,
Yeah. I don't think, is it ever good enough, right?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, what's crazy to me is like, I'll just never be the weight that I was in my 20s. Like that's
gone.
It's gone. At most, which is actually crazy now that I think about it, because I finally just got back down to about 135, which is kind of like, it's like my fighting weight, like my healthy weight. Mm-hmm. I would want to get down to 125. 125 is what I walked around at all the time in New York in my 20s with my high metabolism and when I was modeling and acting and stuff. Like, and even then, which is so fucked up, I was told I was too big. It was so fucked up. And at one point when I had a jaw tooth issue and I couldn't chew, I got down to 119. Oof. Which was, I looked fucking amazing.
I looked incredible.
I looked incredible. I was
as shaky as a calf, but I was amazing. Knees are just going.
I was so cut. It was great. Yeah. But no, I'll never probably see 120. I would love to just like go 129 just to see I can get back down to like 120. And probably if I like had a professional, like someone helping me like really, really cut weight, because I eat pretty clean. My problem is I definitely drink, and like right now I'm pretty like I'm pretty good about my diet. Good about my diet, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I work out.
I've laid off the booze a good bit. Yeah. Like I will still drink, but mostly, weekends, and then I limit it. Like, but that's helped a good bit. I've dropped like 10 pounds off of my heaviest when I was during the pandemic or whatever. But Nick said, like, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to drop about 20. And he goes, ooh, 39. It's gonna be tough.
Like, thanks.
Come on, man.
Thanks for the motivation.
It's gonna be tough. You can do it, but it's gonna be tough. I was like, all right, well, thank you.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah. Although if you're not like a super fit person that's working out consistently and eating healthy, like you'd be surprised just what doing all that will do if you like never do it, as opposed to like doing it all the time and then it's kind of just like staying around like what I'm at now, like hitting that.
Yeah, rewind like 2.5 years ago, I was...
Oh, you were training for a marathon, weren't you?
I was doing 5Ks and 10Ks and stuff like that.
I remember that.
I mean, I wasn't at my skinniest, but I was doing all right. My cardio was in great shape.
Yeah.
But you get, the wife gets pregnant, you guys sit around and hang out.
Yeah.
And gain a little sympathy weight and all that stuff. But,
yeah.
It literally, all it takes is me actually working out 3 or 4 days a week. And I'd probably be fine. But
do you have a gym membership?
No. Well, I got one at work. Yeah. I got a gym at work.
Oh, you have a gym at work. Yeah. But you're just like, I want to be as far away from this place as possible when I'm done. Right.
Yeah. Well, so there's a couple of things, I've got limited time in the evening to get home and hang out with my kid because she starts to turn into a pumpkin around 6:30, 7 o'clock. So we get her a bath and get her in bed by then. So I want to get home and have that hour and a half, 2 hours to hang out. And then the other thing is like,
what about your lunch break?
Well, that's what I used to do.
That's awesome. And then just eat at your desk later.
That's what I used to do. And I've switched up supervisors, and my last supervisor was like, all the time you need, go to the gym, do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And they have showers there, so I can take a shower and come back.
Right. You come back refreshed.
New boss hasn't out and out said it, but I don't feel like I've got that same leeway.
Really? It's like judging you if you do it.
Yeah. He won't say anything, but you're still kind of like, I feel like he's pissed.
Yeah.
Even though he's really cool, like he is, I just probably need to just straight up ask.
Yeah.
That'd probably be the best.
Maybe
right?
ask him. Be like,
there's like an indoor track. There's like,
Because even if it's cardio, you could squeeze in like 20 or 30 minutes, and that gives you enough time to do a super quick 5-minute rinse.
Because I don't even want to really do, like, I'm not trying to get into any kind of complicated weightlifting or anything. I just want to run. Yeah,
just start running, and then maybe when you feel like you've hit a plateau, you can start throwing
some weights
in there.
Yeah,
you don't even sweat that much some days on like weight when you're like lifting weights.
I sweat a lot.
I'm a sweaty person too. That's true.
I sweat a lot. And then to top it off, it's the middle of summer, so the walk back to the office is just gonna like ruins your shower. And you're like,
wait, it's not in your building?
So I work on a campus, so it's but it's only like a couple buildings away. But you could jog there. You could, yeah. But in the heat, like you're instantly sweaty anyway. You step outside.
Do you shower before bed too, or are you a morning shower?
I'm a morning guy.
I like showering before I go to bed.
I feel like my hair's all fucked up if I shower the night before, and then I have to rewash my hair anyway. Can't you just do a quickie shower in the morning too? I could. Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah. That's time. I love showers. I do too, but it's almost like in the morning when I'm trying to wake up, the shower is my solitude, right? Like I get to just stand there and be like, nobody is talking to me. Yeah. Nobody needs anything right now because everybody's asleep. I've never had that, because I've never been a morning person. I've never been that, I can't wait to get in the shower first thing in the morning. My coffee for me is my special thing. Yeah. I don't know. I like getting up and I think what it is I just like how quiet everything is in the morning.
Mm.
Early, you know? Like there was a time when I would get up super early. I would get up like 5:30.
Jesus Christ.
And I would just like turn on the TV, sit there for a little bit, have a coffee, chill out, go take a shower. Now I kind of get up with enough time to do the things I need to do before I got to go to work.
Right.
But man, there's just something about like late night, early morning that just feels good.
I think it's funny that I just voluntarily did that as a kid. And before I got a school bus, you know, like had my cereal and would watch like reruns of Fresh Prince, or like get up at 6 a.m. and watch like VR Troopers, or like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, some really weird early morning cartoon shit.
Yeah.
And just be like totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just having my cereal and I felt great.
Oh yeah. Saturday mornings I was up and my parents were like, why are you up? Like, please. So I learned early on to just how to get my own cereal, get the bowl, get all that stuff. I can just do my own thing. Like I would get a chair, push it up to the cabinet, climb up onto the cabinet, lean out and open the doors of the cabinet, grab the cereal, grab a bowl, and fix my stuff and put it all back and just go sit down and watch TV.
I miss eating cereal.
Silly cereal. I love it.
All the a silly cereal.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
like
no,
that.
not silly. I like Honey Bunches of Oats.
What's silly cereal? I thought you were just calling like all cereal silly. Just my silly having my silly cereal. Is that a brand of cereal?
No.
Oh.
Silly cereal. I thought you said silly cereal. Did you not?
I don't know. What did I say? I don't remember what I just said.
When I think silly cereal, I think Fruit Loops. I think
Yeah.
Apple Jacks.
Yeah, all the fun ones.
All the corn pops.
All
right?
the 90s. All the ones in the 90s. Were
I'll
just,
be honest. If they're in the house, I'll probably still eat them. But
oh God, they're so good, but they just have so much sugar. I literally just think about how I got zero nutrition as a child, and I turned out the way that I did. I got no nutrition, like none. And then when I come home and ate, I would eat, like I was obsessed with chicken. So I would eat like chicken noodle soup, Campbell's, of course, or like SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs. Did you ever have like with the Franks in it?
Love Franks with the
Beanie
Franks.
weenie type stuff. Yeah.
Bean weenies. God, I haven't had bean weenies in a long time. Beans and weenies with Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny too because I would think that the pasta shape, sometimes they would taste different depending on the pasta shape.
Yeah.
SpaghettiOs and meatballs, SpaghettiOs and dinosaurs. I loved the dinosaurs.
You remember Sir Chomps-a-Lot ravioli with the alligator on it?
No. I just
It was
remember
like-
Chef Boyardee.
It was like the Chef Boyardee's like
Like the knockoff brand.
arch rival. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was you had Chef Boyardee and you had what, Franco American was the other one. Like I think Franco American did the SpaghettiOs, and like they had their own ravioli. It was like, I just remember I remember liking it, and I remember the commercial. Like I got commercials from the 80s just stuck in my head.
Yeah, I think
90s.
we both do.
Yeah. It was just Sir Chomps-a-Lot, and he had like a monocle and a top hat.
Uh-huh.
And their whole thing was do the chomp. It's a ravioli romp. Do the chomp.
I don't know that one. I don't remember that one.
Sorry.
I don't know. Don't be. I mean, we're like close to the same age, so I don't know why I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I was a Chef Boyardee ravioli girl. I like mini
I was mostly,
raviolis, and then there was I would prefer the small raviolis compared to sometimes they'd have like mega stuff,
The
like
overstuffed.
the giant, like
Yeah.
it'd be like one or two of them in
It's
a
too
can.
much. Yeah.
I'm like, no, I want to enjoy like bite size.
Mm-hmm. I would do that, and I would cut it. Like I would take even the regular ones, just cut them in half, maybe a fourth, like just little bites.
I just eat it with a spoon, like cereal.
Mm-hmm. I'd inhale it. I had a problem inhaling food as a kid. I was like, I want all of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
God. Yeah. So that was like that and basically Tyson chicken patties. You know, Tyson chicken, just fucking would either microwave that shit, it'd be all fucking like soggy, or throw it in the oven. Learned how to put it in the oven, put it on some buns with some pickles, some ketchup, because I put ketchup on everything.
Ketchup, or I did mayo, I think.
Yeah. Now I would totally do mayo. I would do some really amazing like chipotle mayo or like some aioli.
Yeah. Aioli, which is just mayo.
Yeah.
It's a nice
lemon garlic.
lemon garlic aioli. It's a lemon garlic mayo. Let's
Way
get
fancier,
it right.
bougier. It's lemon garlic mayo. Yeah, or chicken tenders and chicken nuggets. That was like the extent of my dinners.
When do you feel like you started refining your taste in food? Like when you started actually being like, I'm going to be adventurous here. I'm going to start like eating sushi or something like that.
Mid-20s.
Same.
When I lived in New York, and I started really, experiencing fine dining.
Yeah. An ex of mine introduced me to sushi. I never, up until I was like 25, 26, never touched the stuff.
Yeah.
And then like I went to dinner with her and her parents, and they were like, we're going to go to sushi. And I was like, I don't really like sushi, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, well, they have hibachi too. And then they had me try a couple things, and now I'm a fiend.
God damn, I want sushi. Maybe I think I'm going to eat sushi tonight.
I got a place I like to go, like, and it's like my favorite spot is like an hour away from my house. There's acceptable around me, to me anyway, but there's my spot that I just love.
Wait, did you say it was an hour from your house? I zoned out for a second.
Yeah, the place I love to go to is like an hour from my house. There's acceptable sushi around me, closer. So that.
But then there's more like in Atlanta, the city, or something.
Yeah, this isn't even Atlanta proper. It's just in a suburb that's further away from me.
Okay. What's your go-to sushi rolls?
So they have something called a rocking roll there, which a lot of places have a rocking roll. It's like crunchy. It's like crunchy on the inside, and then it's got avocado and eel on the outside with eel sauce across the top of it. And then they've got something called that. My favorite is it's a fantasy roll, and it's spicy tuna inside with crunchy, and then it's topped with even more spicy tuna on top. And it's not served to you as a roll. They lay all the pieces down on their side, and they just put a big glob of like.
I have a problem with the glop, the sushi glop. I don't like gloppy stuff. Like I'm basic bitch with my sushi, and spicy tuna roll is one of my go-to ones. But even if they overstuff it and it's like the glop is coming out, the gloppy stuff, yeah, I don't like that. Like if it's overstuffed.
Like a gloppy, you mean just
like porridge. It's like a porridge of fish.
Yeah, I guess I'm not talking about, like, it's not what I was talking about. Wasn't really a glob. It's just more just spicy tuna. They just kind of throw a bunch of spicy tuna on top.
Oh, because I don't know why I'm visualizing like in Oliver. You know, we're like, please, sir, may I have some more? And it's just like a glop of.
Yeah.
Like.
No, I can't do that. That would be no. I can't eat slime. Yeah. Although I do like oysters, like raw oysters.
I've done those a few times, and when I had it, and I was having it, if I'm having it with alcohol and white wine, I was like, I could do this. And the cocktail sauce and the lemon.
Yeah, I would not venture to raw oysters until I started dating my wife. And then she's like, just try one, just, you got the horseradish, you got the hot sauce, you got all the sauces it up with.
Make it yummy. I like Rockefeller though, the oysters Rockefeller.
I've had those a few times. I like them,
especially like an oyster nacho.
Yeah, it's amazing, especially when they do like a really good like Parmesan, and bacon or something like that.
Yeah,
something crazy. There's a guy down in the Panhandle of Florida, where my in-laws live, and he just kind of pops up at breweries and like random places. But he's one of those dudes that like drags a smoker behind his truck, kind of like one of those big grill smokers.
Oh yeah.
And he does.
Tailgate?
He just completely throws out like all kinds of like oysters on that thing and just tosses them, like casino oysters, Rockefeller, like all that stuff.
That guy is probably loved and adored by millions of people.
I think he has about him all the time.
No idea.
In like 4 years now.
I feel like I've never really experienced that, like a proper tailgate. Just been around someone who's just like, it'd be awesome even just be like New Orleans and just be like, have some fucking badass neighbors, and they're just like, come on over, we're making jumbo or crawfish.
That would be great.
And fucking they're just there, just like, and you always see like New Orleans, like in my New Orleans fantasy, people are just like, you got some really cool country ass neighbors, just like
yeah, we're doing a low country tonight.
Yeah,
just come on by and dip you some out with your paws.
Just fucking
dip your paws in my low country boil.
Yeah, suck them heads off them crawfish. I don't think I've ever eaten a crawfish, although I used to go crawfish hunting with my dad.
You've never had a crawfish?
I don't think so. That I know of. I only recently started liking shrimp.
I'm not wild about crawfish, but I'm also not a shrimp person either.
Yeah.
Like, I can do a little shrimp with the sushi, but it can't be like the main. I can't just get a piece of shrimp and just pop it in my, I can't do that.
I thought I was pregnant for a minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I craving? I knew I wasn't pregnant. That would be like the Immaculate Conception. But I had this weird, like, sudden craving for fucking shrimp. And I was like, I never eat shrimp. Why is my, like, it was so weird, you know, like, I'm of the belief that your body tells you, like, you need this. Like, there's some nutrient that you're missing. And a lot of people were telling me iodine, possibly, because I do have thyroid issues. So I got this. I just suddenly, because I got a grill and I've been becoming the grill master. I'm getting really good at grilling.
Oh, yeah? What's your thing? What do you do?
Well, it's not that fancy, but like I started, because I had this fear of cooking fish, like, and just doing it wrong. And I don't like fishy stuff. And normally if I did do shrimp, it's like, it better be done.
It's a consistency thing for me.
Well,
I
yeah.
feel like I'm biting into cartilage if it's too tough, you know?
Yeah. Well, so I learned the trick was the head can be off, but you still want the shell because the shell retains moisture and flavor. But I realized, so I cooked a bunch of small ones. I got a bunch of small ones and I skewered them, but I first let them marinate in, I have vegan butter. It's like that soy butter shit. It's like olive oil butter.
Sure.
But you still get the buttery consistency because I think I was telling you I don't really do dairy. I do dairy, but if I'm going to do dairy, I'm going to go all out.
Sure.
And have like some real.
You got to do it
cheese.
with a purpose. Gotcha.
Yeah. But like if I want the substitute or whatever. So
you don't do casual dairy.
No, I'm going to go all out. And pay for it later. And that's fine. I'll be on the toilet for hours. And you know, it was totally worth.
As long as you're ready for it. Like, I feel like with something like that, if you're not planning for it, then you're like, well, great, now I've got this thing I've got to do, but I can't go do it.
Yeah, because I will be running to the bathroom every
it's going to be very embarrassing for me.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I started, it was basic. Like, it was a huge accomplishment for me. It's so funny because people eat fish all the time, but I was like, no, I'm going to do this. Like, I got a meat thermometer and I was like so freaked out by like not cooking the fish correctly. And no, I just wanted it on the grill and I let it marinate in like the butter and heaps of garlic. And I think I put some like tons and tons of lemon because that cancels out the fish.
Yeah. And
some other spices. I might have put in some like yummy, I love chili paste. Like gochujang or chili paste stuff that you would get like Thai restaurants or whatever. And
well, Asian spices just lend themselves to shrimp. You know, they're just so good because it's such a huge part of the cuisine.
Yeah. And I cooked it and it was fucking amazing. I sat outside, it was like 90 degrees, like humid at nighttime. And it's, you know, swamp ass Georgia heat. And I sat out there with the messiest fingers and I was learning how to open the shrimp with my fingers because I didn't know how to do it. So I was like kind of. How
bad were the cuts? Did you get any cuts?
No, I didn't. Is that a thing? Getting finger cuts?
Yeah. Sometimes, or like a shell slip under your fingernail a little bit. Yeah, it'll happen.
No, that's like visualizing nails down a chalkboard.
Just be careful.
Fuck. Now I have a fear, a new fear that I didn't have before.
De-shell everything. I don't care if it's drier. De-shell it now.
Is that why people, when you go, I always thought it was funny, like you go to like, so I vacation in Florida and they always give you like the lobster bibs and everything. And anytime anybody's let me taste their lobster or crab, like when I was in California recently, my friend's Brooke, she mods for a friend of mine and her husband, they took me for crab and I was like, crab? She's like, no, just trust me. Like, and she was showing me how to like crack it open and everything.
Like crab legs or a proper crab?
Like
crab legs.
Legs.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like, oh my God, it's not something I would normally order. But yeah, I just think it's interesting when you go to like the cheesy, fun seafood restaurants, like down at like a beach, like in Destin or wherever, and everyone's got like the bibs, or don't they give you gloves?
Some places give you gloves.
Some places give you gloves because this shit's nasty.
Yeah,
my hands were fucking disgusting.
We have a Cajun restaurant near us that they do like a seasoned. So it's like a low country boil, but then they've got this like garlic, like I don't know if it's garlic, but it's like a buttery just seasoning they put on it, right? And they bring it to you, and it's in a plastic bag, and you get to break the bag open, and there's like potato and sausage and corn and all the stuff, right? Or shrimp and all that stuff. But they give you because it stains so much and it's so greasy, like they give you these little plastic like cafeteria lady gloves to break it all open, and
which I feel like would actually, I don't know, because I'm OCD, like might bother me just as much not being able to feel the texture of my food.
Really?
Yeah, I put I was watching a show and I saw someone they were moisturizing their hands. Like some people do hand masks, and they put put a bunch of like heavy lotion on, and then they put the like glove on.
The big thick glove, right?
Yeah. And I was like trying to do stuff, and I was like, this is just awful feeling.
People do that with their feet too, right? Like,
yeah.
You just slide your feet in there and it's just all squishy when
you just
let
it turn into its own little like incubator, hot swamp ass.
I feel like that's like so bad for your feet and your hands. Maybe it's not, but like like in Vietnam they try to avoid like jungle rot in their feet, right?
Oh, because they don't want their feet to get wet.
Right.
Because
you want to keep your feet dry.
That's right. I forgot.
You'll start losing skin and shit like that. Does that freak you out?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Jungle rot. You gotta have your keep your feet dry.
Remember what Forrest Gump? He's like, standard OD green socks, keep your feet dry. That's why he was telling him, because jungle rot was a thing because it was so humid. If you never got any kind of moisture, if you got any moisture inside your boots and you just walking, think about blisters and it's wet, and then it just completely. So
what would you do if you were walking? Say I'm like at war and I got my feet wet.
Feet get wet, you
take your boots off?
You put dry socks on. You take your boots off.
Oh, you have a spare dry socks.
Yeah, you just keep extras. Yeah.
And then maybe go
That's my understanding.
Would you go barefoot in the socks? Because if your boots are wet, your boots are going to get your socks.
I don't know. I think it's more of a hey, when we stop, you must do this, because maybe you're out marching, you're doing walks and stuff like that. Maybe you don't think about it. You just don't ever. Maybe you're back at camp and you just don't think to take your boots off.
Yeah, because you're thinking about guys jumping out of a tree.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Fucking Vietnam.
How did we get here? We're talking about shrimp.
I feel. Did you watch 1883?
No, I wanted to.
So good.
Good stuff.
In Yellowstone, but then I watched 1883, and I'm just thinking about how much of a pussy I am.
What's the general gist of that? Just a quick.
Yeah, no. Long story short, basically, Oregon Trail, like Western, like family searching. It's Faith Hill, and you never believe it. Faith Hill. What's her husband's name? Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw.
It's crazy. I didn't know he was such a good actor.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of shit.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Basically, he's a badass, just cowboy, and he just has his eye on, he wants like a certain land. He's in search for something and has a dream, and he doesn't really know what it is. And basically, the town that he ends up in, a bunch of Germans are looking to be escorted because they left their impoverished, place, and they in hopes of something better, and none of them really speak English, and they all want to go to Oregon because they're mountain people, and they're just like, it's too hot here, it's too dry, we don't know how to like live in these circumstances. So it's all about that family traveling the Oregon Trail and how difficult the Oregon Trail is. So, and you're going to come across scavengers and Native Americans and warring tribes.
Do you survive the Oregon Trail?
I don't think I survive. I would probably be, I don't know, the bandits, a troop of bandits are going to get you. Some of the gunfights I felt a little unrealistic because like it was just literally like cowboys, like 7 people just going at it, or bandits coming in at you because they're coming in and just guns ablazing, literally just fucking full charging at each other on horses shooting, and it's like maybe I do, maybe I don't. Or you're, like maybe you're fine with the natives, but the Native Americans, but then, maybe some of your people were fucked up and they did something to one of the tribes. So now they want to fuck up like all the white people like coming across.
Right. Or you run across the one guy who's got an axe to grind.
Yeah. And you're like, no, I'm a nice person. Don't scalp me.
Yeah,
don't think I'm good. You know, like it's like so fucked. All of it, just the war and like what everyone had to do to just survive and basic things. And, we got to hunt too. We got to cook our food. We got to boil our fucking water. You know, like it just like.
I feel like my poker face is too bad. Like if I get in a tense situation, I can't not like I'm unable to put my eyebrows.
Yeah.
I'm like,
or just a stare down. You know, just lots of just. Everyone had their finger on the trigger.
Right.
Just like, do it, you son of a bitch. And Sam Elliott's in it. And I fucking love Sam Elliott. He's a goddamn American hero.
Good old Sam Elliott.
He was so hot when he was younger, too. Oh my God.
Dude, talk to anyone our parents' age, and there's like, you know who really does it for me? That's Sam Elliott. You ever seen Lonesome Dove? Oh my God. Sam Elliott. I feel my
like
mother-in-law's like that. She's like, her and my mom sat around the other, like not too long ago, like, Sam Elliott's just the best. And he's like, oh yeah, I like Sam Elliott.
And he's been married to his wife apparently for a very long time. She was like gorgeous for her time too. I don't remember his wife's name, but apparently she's just as stunning.
Did you ever see that ridiculous movie he did, The Man That Killed Hitler and the Bigfoot?
No.
Yeah, came out just a few years ago.
Wait, he killed Bigfoot and Hitler?
Yeah,
that wasn't a Tarantino movie?
The name of the movie was literally The Man Who Killed Hitler and the Bigfoot.
He fucking must have just cashed that paycheck and moved on because...
Just insane. So good, though. Still, Sam Elliott.
It was good?
Like, I mean, no, but it was Sam Elliott. It's kind of like watching Sam Rockwell in something.
Yeah.
And it can be terrible.
Yeah.
But it's Sam Rockwell.
That's Sam Rockwell.
The remake of Poltergeist. Did you ever see it?
I didn't see it. Was he in it? I didn't know that.
He was in it, and he was the only saving grace of that whole thing. You could tell he was just acting circles around everybody in that whole movie. He's Sam Rockwell. He's fucking amazing.
He is incredible. I first learned of him from Moon. I watched Moon. Did you watch Moon?
Moon's amazing.
Because David Bowie's son.
Yeah, Moon's really good. Sam Rockwell in Seven Psychopaths. Did you ever see that?
I know. There's a lot of his movies I haven't seen.
That's him and Colin Farrell and
wow.
Why can't I think of his name right now? I'll think of it in a minute. But that's him and Colin Farrell. More cowbell guy. More cowbell. I want more cowbell.
Christopher Walken.
Yes.
I want more cowbell. Literally couldn't be a terrible impersonation than that one.
I want more cowbell.
I want more cowbell.
I need more cowbell. I can't do it. See?
Now you sound like fucking, who's the other Western guy? Who's the other, gonna do things that sway.
Hey, Pilgrim. John Wayne. I got told one time
cowbell.
I got told one time that I sang Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues like John Wayne.
I hear the train a coming.
I hear a train a coming. Coming around the bend.
Around the bend.
I ain't seen the sunshine. But so
gotta need more cowbell.
But you know, I was listening to a podcast, maybe it was Bill Burr's podcast on the way out here, and he was just up in New York, and there's a play in New York right now running through like the 10th of July that is I think it's called White Buffalo. Maybe it's called The White Buffalo, something Buffalo. It's Sam Rockwell, Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh my God.
And like one other like up and coming guy. Right?
Is it about when we killed all the buffalo?
I don't know. He was just talking about how
American
amazing they were. He was just like, it was wild to just be watching a Broadway play
live. Yeah.
And they're just out there doing this. And he's like, Sam Rockwell just came in and slayed the room because
which is so hard to do.
That charismatic, that good.
To be that small on camera, you know, that was the hardest thing because I started in theater and you're meant to project and own the room and be bigger and then you go to film and film everything is internalized. It's about what you're thinking about without saying. You have like all the subtext and you're making that larger than life just with the smallest thing. And then to go on stage in these massive theaters. I don't know if you've been to a Broadway show before.
Oh, yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah. How many things have you seen on Broadway?
Oh God, I don't know. I didn't go see a lot of musicals because I was just very meh about musical theater. Although, you know, I saw the typical like Phantom of the Opera. I saw what's the song like Springtime for Hitler? The something producers. The producers.
Yes.
That was a fun one. Yeah, I don't know. And then I saw a lot of like the Seagull, like some like classic stuff, and a lot of like Shakespeare and everything. I saw a lot of black box theater, which is very small because my friends, everybody was always in shows, so I was always seeing like a weird off Broadway, or like someone wrote a new script and it was fucking awful, just awful, and you had to sit through it.
Sure. Well, but I get exactly what you're saying. I never thought about it before. You have to present your emotion in such a different way because someone might be sitting in the very back of the room and they still need to get that right
up there, like way back up there.
So they still have to understand, right? Like that, that what's going on. Like they can't just, like you said, in a movie and a TV show, they can like get really close and see the emotion in your face and stuff like that.
Which if you do what you do on stage and you do that for a movie, you're gonna look fucking stupid. Yeah. It looks terrible.
Yeah. Because everybody's seeing it at such a different angle too.
Yeah.
Like it might be great for the person sitting right in front of you.
Yeah, I wonder what that's like. Like what show is the person in the front seeing versus the person all the way up on the third level?
And I think that those have to have that broad appeal to it, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've only seen 3 things on Broadway.
What'd you say? Do you remember?
We were lucky enough to go and get standing room for the original cast of Book of Mormon.
Oh, I've heard so many great things about that. Still haven't seen it.
Let me tell you something. The hardest I've laughed, my scalp was cramping when we were laughing so hard.
Your head just hurt. Like everything hurt.
It cramped. Like it seized up here. I had a Charlie horse on the top of my head.
That doesn't even happen.
Right. And I was just like, oh my God, like I gotta like, and it was just because the best thing you could ever do with Book of Mormon, do no research, listen to none of the songs.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
That's the one reason I haven't looked into it, because I just don't want to know anything about it. Everyone's told me go.
Well, I don't know if they've taken it back on tour, but it used to come to Atlanta to the Fox a good bit before the pandemic. Yes.
Well, if it does again.
Every year.
Because the tours are starting back up, I'm seeing.
Yeah, I would absolutely go see it at the Fox.
You know what's happening right now, don't you? Without giving away the area. Well, Ann Wilson from Heart was performing at a small theater around here. But right now there is a Star Wars the Atlanta Symphony's right now doing like a Star Wars live.
Oh yeah, they do that. Like they did that, I guess, right before the last trilogy came out too. They just kind of do these things, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Stuff's so amazing.
But yeah, so things are touring and picking back up. You know? And when I went to see Brian Regan, like there was a bunch of that happening. Like I was seeing like all the tours and stuff picking back up for the shows.
It's nice. It's been cool to go see some comedy and stuff like that. Like I'm going to see the Kreischer thing next week.
I'm so jealous of that.
That's going to be a fun show.
So Tom Segura's not going to be there with him?
Segura's not going to be there. But it's like Big J Okerson. It's, Mark Norman, Joey Diaz. It'll be a really cool lineup. And then let's see.
It's just you and Crucial going?
Well, my wife's going to go.
Gonna come?
Yeah, my wife's going. Crucial's going to be there with his chick, and then my brother's there with some friends. Like none of us are sitting together, but we're going to hang out beforehand and then watch the show.
Hell yeah!
But he's doing that. The whole Fully Loaded thing is like a thing he's doing at all these minor league ballparks. So it's at like a tiny little baseball park.
So it's basically its own comedy festival, kind of like what I almost experienced the Netflix is a joke thing.
Yeah,
when everybody was
it's
doing.
very much like that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the iteration, like a different iteration of what Bert was doing during
the drive-through
pandemic with
comedies?
the drive-ins. Yeah.
Drive-in. The drive-through comedy, just fucking driving in here for some comedy.
Here.
What'll it be? The number 2.
I'll have a number 1. Yeah.
Drive ahead, sir. Fucking, you get to watch like a 5-minute bit, just in the fucking window. Just Kreischer's there, just like in the window.
It's kind of genius. He would do that if he heard that idea.
We should get it to him.
We should.
Just as like a prank.
Hey.
Just to fucking see what people would do. Be like, all right, today's special. You can get a Bert Kreischer or a fucking Joey Diaz or a whatever. Like they order the special.
You just order the comedian you want to tell you a joke.
Yeah, and everyone's like they order their food, but then they have to pick one of the above, and that's who serves them their food. And then they have the fucking mic with like amps or whatever, like coming out the window, and he's like, "Here's your food," and he starts doing his routine.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, like
go fuck yourself. No, but seriously, how's everybody doing tonight? Fucking, so you're driving a Ford Taurus, all right?
But
is that a thing, a Ford Taurus?
Yeah, still a thing. Yeah,
I don't know. I just like guessed. I think I thought I just added like 2 different cars.
Yeah.
I don't really know anything.
Well, a Ford Leo, sure. Just pick any.
Yeah.
any constellation.
A Ford Capricorn.
It's wonderful vehicle. But yeah, so I saw we saw Book of Mormon with the original cast.
All right, that's what you're talking.
Which is amazing. And I got to see. So one of my favorite, like, it's an Eric Bogosian movie, talk radio. Really good. It's about this host. I believe the radio host is from Texas, who was killed by a listener. He was just like kind of a guy who kind of did like a little bit of the Carlin thing, just a little bit of like spoke a little bit of truth to power kind of thing, and people didn't like it.
Wait, so that's a show?
So Bogosian did a movie. Originally, it was a stage show. It was a play, and because Bogosian's a huge playwright, and then Bogosian actually played the main role in the movie. So when I was up there interning for Opie and Anthony in New York, they did a talk radio. I guess it was just a play. It was on Broadway.
Yeah.
Liev Schreiber was the main, and he was the main radio host guy. And the other supporting cast, you had seen them before on TV. Like they were a bunch of TV characters that you had seen before, but no, Liev Schreiber was the big get there.
That's wild.
Pre Ray Donovan, all that stuff,
yeah.
Right? And it was incredible. It was so good. And I was living up there by myself. Doing this internship, so I just got tickets. I got a ticket one day and just went in and watched it. And it was the first time I had gone to see a proper play, right? And it just kind of blew my mind, like just to see that because it's so different.
It's so different from musical theater.
Yeah. And then the only other thing I went to see was 2016ish.
I'm guessing Lion King.
No.
Okay. No.
It was Nick Kroll and John Mulaney doing "Oh Hello" on Broadway.
I don't know that.
They had a show they were doing for a while. They actually released it on Netflix after it ended. But it's called "Oh Hello," and like they were just playing 2 old guys, just being goofy and telling jokes and telling stories and stuff like that. And then they always had like a celebrity that came up and did like a mini game show. And the night we were there, I think it was Chris Pratt.
Oh, interesting.
It was cool. It was a lot of fun, but it was so that was a night we did.
Was it pre like jacked Chris Pratt or like sexy buff?
I'm trying to remember if it was. I think it was just after Guardians of the Galaxy.
So he was buff.
Yeah, it was buff.
Yeah, he got the leading man roles. He was He got jacked.
I forget, like, because they mentioned what movie was coming out. I don't think it was Guardians at the time. I think it was something else, but it was after Guardians.
Maybe the whatever that space one was with Jennifer.
Maybe that was it. Yeah, with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah,
I remember that. I don't remember what it's called though.
I don't either. I never saw it.
It was pretty much like The Shining.
Really?
The Shining in space.
The Shining in space.
Yeah, it pretty much was.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
There's a scene in there where like there's an android that's the bartender on the ship they're on. They're all supposed to be in cryo sleep.
Oh, it's the British guy, the British actor.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I forget.
I
wish I knew.
I can't think of it either.
They're all supposed to be in cryo sleep, and something happens, and his malfunctions, and he wakes up. And the bar that he sits at, where the android's like talking to him the whole time, it's a replica of the Shining bar that he sits at.
Why can't the robot just put him back to sleep?
I think there's something wrong with his chamber. I don't
Problem
think
solved. Just get another chamber. Just go fucking pull someone else out of their chamber and kick him out.
That's
Close
what
the
does.
fucking door.
He wakes Jennifer Lawrence up.
Oh, he wakes her up. She doesn't. Oh, smart.
Yeah. And you try to figure out like what conversation is he actually having with the android, or what he
I'd be
got
fucking
going on in his head.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
It's interesting.
If he woke me up, I'm just be like, I'm aging right now.
Yeah. Like I forget how much time. Like it's been a while since I've seen it, but I forget how much time there was between them and their destination. I don't think they age-wise we're going to
probably die.
Yeah, I think
it's like
age-wise
theory of relativity. That's the reason we're cryogenically frozen, so we can go crazy distances.
Yep. So
I wonder how far away we are from that.
I mean, far enough that we're not going to see it.
How do we know it's not happening right now?
I mean, maybe we're dreaming right now. Maybe we are in cryosleep.
Maybe.
And this is just kind of the movie that plays while we're in cryosleep.
It's just like a little chip just plugged in to make us get
folks,
through it.
Let's remember what it was like back in 2022. And it's really like 2130 or something like that.
I'm like, this isn't a fun show. How do I change the channel?
They did these things called podcasts. They were so dumb.
You and I voluntarily in the Matrix were just like, I want to go back and really experience humanity in 2000 and during the pandy.
Yeah.
I want to know what that's like, the Oregon Trail. It's like, I want to go experience the Oregon Trail.
1886. Yeah, let's go back.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't want to.
I want to experience, Did you play the Oregon Trail growing up? Yeah. I was explaining it to my roommate because he's older and he never played Oregon Trail. And the Oregon Trail was such a big deal.
Huge.
It was huge. Just, you died of dysentery.
Yeah. You've been bit by a rattlesnake. There's no cure for that.
Your meat's spoiled.
Cholera. Done. Damn,
your son has died from tuberculosis.
Yeah. That's why you always pick the doctor, though. You pick the doctor because he could heal all that. And he had a lot of money, so you could buy a lot of supplies.
Who were the characters? Was there a hunter? A doctor?
There was a doctor, a farmer, maybe.
What are you going to do? Grow shit on the road? Plant a seed, see you later. We're still going. We're on the Oregon Trail.
Everything had its had its perk, right? Like everything was like, okay, so if you're the hunter or the farmer, like you're good at hunting or something, something like that. It makes some aspect of it easier, but I always picked the doctor because you could take the most supplies. You always ran it. You always ran it at like not a meager pace, but kept everybody on rations and stuff like that. Yeah,
I don't remember much of it. I just remember always dying. Like, this is the most depressing game as a 10-year-old.
It's very bleak, isn't it?
It's so, and just there was no good outcome. I don't think
you always lost somebody.
I don't think anyone won ever.
No,
anything.
If you made it, it was like just you. Like everybody perished on the way. You're like,
it's like the most troll.
I'm in Oregon by myself. This is great. Where's all these strip clubs they were talking about in Portland? Most per capita, right?
Yeah. Is it true?
Right now, I think it's the most strip clubs per capita in America.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, we have the most fast food restaurants per
Tennessee, right?
Yeah. At least the area that I grew up in, Knoxville.
Okay.
There's like more fast food chains or
Knoxville,
restaurants.
University of Tennessee there?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've ever been to Knoxville.
It's changed a lot in a good way, just like everything else. Like even back Chattanooga, I grew up going to tournaments in Chattanooga, like doing like sports tournaments and stuff. And apparently it used to just be trash. Even downtown Knoxville, like certain parts are just like fucking yikes. And now it's like, and I think all of us do because of the internet and Pinterest. I think Pinterest is a huge part because all the arts and craft people and everyone's just like, oh my God, mixology? I want to make fancy cocktails in a speakeasy.
Yeah. I want to go back to the olden times, but just, in a safe way.
Yeah, exactly. Less mafia, with machine guns just coming in,
Yeah. I think part of that is just, I think that like as time has gone on, people our age and people maybe younger are more into the experience of things rather than the quantity of things.
The death and suffering Well,
I feel like it was different growing up. It was like going out to eat was like, we're going to go to Shoney's. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of like, well, I want to do something different. No, we went to Shoney's every week. Like that was
Cracker Barrel.
What we did,
That's the best thing I've ever had on the face of this earth. Chicken tenders and ranch.
Well, everybody right now, especially everybody wants like, they want, okay, can I get a good picture out of it? Is it going to make a good post? Like, and that's kind of the thing that people think about a lot. And that's interesting to me because I feel like it's only because we've got the ability, because growing up, everything was film. So when you took your picture, You hoped it turned out.
Get
You won't
your
find
picture
out
made.
until you get it developed.
Yeah.
You know, and now you can just be like, let me redo that.
Yeah.
You know, you can look at it right in real time, and all that's just
Got a couple of
changed.
film cameras over there. Not my you can't really see it, but my great grandfather's old Leica he carried with him in Germany that's beat up.
Wow.
And then there should be a brown camera case over there somewhere. He carried that in Germany. It's top right by the PUBG helmet. And then there's also, I just bought that Pentax back there, the film, because I wanted it to the top left-hand cube. Because I want to learn how to do film, because I learned backwards. I learned digital. There's something really exciting about, it's expensive. It's so expensive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of how things are now, because you can dip your toe in something digitally and then you can be like, well, now I want to know how it's done manually. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, before I buy the vinyl, let me listen to it on Spotify.
Right. See if I like the album.
Right.
Right.
So it's, I don't know, man.
It has its perks for sure. But yeah, there's definitely going to be, and it's currently happening, a major resurgence in the mindfulness of technology.
Yeah.
Because it was so intimate.
Yeah. I mean, like something like learning film, right? It's a hyper niche.
Yeah.
You know, it's not hyper niche, but I mean, compared to what everyone's doing now,
right?
It's like some people would be like, why would I bother?
Right.
Like, I've got this, I can just do this and I can edit it and then I can print it if I want to.
Yeah. Right.
It's interesting. Like and I think that's cool. I think that's something that's lost. You know, only certain people are going to be like, I want to go check that out.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see what that's all about.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's kind of the same thing as like as this. I could like not bring this board and like have a little recorder and hook mics to it, but I kind of like the analog of being able to move these you know, all these levels and have this.
That's a badass mixer. I'm not gonna lie. Is that a mixer? Is that what you call it?
Yeah. So I use it as you can. So it's got a memory, you know, an SD card slot on the back and everything, so I can record everything straight here. But I can also use it as an interface. Like, so when I stream, I use this thing too.
Okay. If I hold one of those buttons, can I record? Does it record audio?
There is a way to record things, and I have never done it because I've always preloaded all my stuff.
Got it.
So I got the intro to the show.
Yeah.
I got the outro to the show. That's the intro to like my Permanently Unprepared podcast.
Okay. So you got them
I've got all this
You're
stuff.
listening.
So
yeah,
it's just.
I've got all those on the Go XLR, but I just don't think it says. And I'm having a lot of sound nightmares right now too. Since the DMCA stuff, I've had to do a whole workaround with routing.
I've noticed that when you watch your stuff back, that the music's gone.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. Like,
so I don't get hit with a copyright, and so we can edit it and use it later.
And so you don't get dinged on YouTube if you use it there or whatever.
Yeah. We've done all that on purpose. We've routed but it has been a fucking nightmare.
Sounds like it.
One Windows update away from just it getting shit on and everything.
Nothing worse than a Windows update that's like makes you want to set your whole office on fire.
It just fucking.
Like, why am I here?
Like, this is why, you know. Oh, usually what I do is I start screaming. Whenever the audio goes wrong, I just start screaming. You just play games for a living. It must be so fun. You must have so much fun. You just show up and press a button and play games.
There's nothing more soul crushing than starting up your stream and realizing something's not working and you're already like in the flow. You're like, oh yeah, guys. And the thing you want to do doesn't go off. You're like, well, it should work. It
was working before I went live.
And you literally haven't touched anything since the last time you streamed. And I'm like, why would anything work properly when it worked last time?
Why would it is? Yeah. Like, why? And I fucking have to call all my friends, my editor, Coke, like my friend Ed, who he's like my tech guru. My other mod, Papa, I'm usually crying, like bitching, like I'm just like, fuck this, fuck. Yelling at everyone. Yeah. Why do I even try?
It's it's the double-edged sword of the convenience of having all this stuff and not having to like go to a studio and do it. Like, right? Not having to go to a TV studio and sit in there and do that. It's literally all right, I'm going to Frankenstein something together and have a TV studio in my office.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what we've got going on.
And I've learned so much. It's true. Like the rate in which I've adapted and learned, I always liked tech, but being forced to open a computer up and replace a part was so terrifying to me before. I was like, I'm going to break it.
Am I grounded? Do I have static? Am I going to shock the whole thing? It's going to go down?
Yeah, I was like, okay, I got the rubber shoes on. Everything's unplugged. Is this too much glue for the CPU? I remember first time I ever removed memory sticks and put in new memory sticks. I didn't understand that. My roommate was trying to help me, but he hadn't done it in a long time. We were screaming and arguing about it. I put one of the sticks in upside down. Didn't put it in all the way. Because I was just being so gentle with it. I didn't realize it was supposed to click like a certain way.
Then you watch someone who does it all the time. They're just like, they're just hitting it. They're like, get in there.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I've made a dono goal for this and people gave me money to help me buy this so I could upgrade and have a better stream and play my game. I used to not be able to run PUBG because I didn't have enough memory.
Yeah. More recently, I've noticed just little things, and it's just kind of that telltale sign of like, either I need to replace something or I just need to reload Windows, which is its own nightmare. And I'm just kind of like, can I just kick the can down the road? Can I just not have to do that? Yeah. But something's going on with my computer.
I'm due for a full upgrade as well, like
Something's
complete.
Happening.
Because I'm doing are you single PC setup?
Yeah. I love it.
What are your basic specs? Like what CPU do you have? What graphics card? What memory?
Mine's a Ryzen. I'm on AMD, so I'm not doing Intel. It's a Ryzen. It's a Ryzen 7.
Okay.
It's like I guess it's like the middle of the line for that, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's good enough, but it's definitely there. I've got a 3070.
Yeah.
RTX card, and
you do?
Yeah, and it's.
What are you doing with it?
Well, nothing right now because apparently I just figured out that the combination of processor I have and that card doesn't work really well together. Oh, really?
I need a 3070. I have a 2070.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. I need to upgrade all my shit, basically.
I have a 27, but I basically need a whole new. It'd be a new build because the things that I want to do, I got a pre-built CyberPower PC. Feel free to sponsor me, CyberPower PC. Had no idea what I was doing and started making upgrades over time. But like in order to have like the decent parts and stuff that I would require basically a whole new build because I have to go with a whole new motherboard apparently. And just go from scratch and all that shit. And it's just
never ending.
Want to do it. It never ends, and it's just always updating. But like I'm starting to get that stutter. Like there's like a lot of stuttering happening. Although I realized that I had my computer plugged into an extension cable, I think, and it wasn't directly plugged into the wall.
Oh, okay.
So there could have been some PSU power supply.
Yeah.
PSU.
Power supply. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Power supply.
Yeah. Issues, so it could be power.
Yeah, I'm running into like a battery backup and stuff like that. So
yeah,
there's just so many little things, and depending on what you've got inside your computer, it will depend on what is wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, one thing could not play with the other, and it's just kind of a big old pain.
Yeah, and it's a miracle. It's a goddamn miracle. I think that I've made it this far.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I've gone back to doing like pre-recorded content now, because I'm just like. It's such a rat race, and I'm just like, I can't keep up.
And then on top of that, all the live stream management part with overlays and.
Yeah, I've got so much stuff. I could probably thin out my OBS.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
I want to hire. What I'm saying is like basically like the professional organizer that I got for my home. It's like there should be something for everything. It's like you have an interior designer, you have a professional organizer. I want to hire.
You want a producer. You want someone that you just get to sit in front of the mic and they're just like doing all the other stuff for you.
Yeah, but if anything, I want someone to come in and clean. I want them to organize my computer so everything's backing up properly because I finally got like a RAID system. I think that's what you call it, right?
Yeah.
So everything's backed up because once my what's the famous little SSD card that everybody gets, the Evo whatever SSD card failed on me and I lost everything. So I finally got like a backup system and it backs up a lot of my stuff. I got all my photography stuff from my old Mac laptops and everything. I finally got it consolidated onto, but the way that I choose to categorize things is all over the place. And then you got the OneDrive that's like backing up to the cloud, which is full. And I'm just like not even dealing with that. It's like your iPhone always saying your storage is full. And I'm like, I don't have time to deal with that shit. Just let it be full.
Right.
If I lose it, I lose it. I'll get to it when I get to it.
It's tough, man. It's a constant state of just panic and anxiety of just am I going to lose everything? Like, do I need to be considering getting a 5 terabyte hard drive?
It's a roll of the dice every single day.
It's tough. I honestly get why when people get older, it's kind of like, fuck it, man. Just let it go. Put on my shows. You know, just watch TV.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. I do like problem solving though. Like when I figure something out, I'm just like, I am a genius. Like I'm the smartest.
Especially when you've been locked in on it for like hours.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just like, NASA hire me. What time is it? I gotta probably start to fire up my stream. Yeah.
What you got?
It's 9:05. I always say I go live at 9. Everyone expects me to be an hour late because I usually am.
Let's wrap this up. I got to break out this equipment. I got to make it back home.
And you got to drive. You got a long ass drive.
Yeah, it's Father's Day tomorrow. I got to be around.
That's right. I hope they have something fun planned.
I think I mean, hopefully they do. I don't know. Maybe they don't.
Is this your first Father's Day? No, it's your second.
It's number 2. Yeah.
Number 2.
I got it. So my kid got her first set of school pictures done at daycare.
Oh.
And they just, however you get a kid that's less than 1 to take pictures, and they just look like mug shots. She's like, and I was like, man, those are great mug shots. I would love that on a mug. And I got a mug with both pictures on it, and it just looks incredible.
That's sick.
She's gonna break it one day because she's gonna hate it. Like when she's older, she's gonna be like, "Oops."
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Dad,
I'll just replace it. It's fine.
Why do you have this?
Yeah. I can't wait. It's going to be nice and embarrassing.
You're going to show it to her first boyfriend. Be like, look at her.
Look at her.
How cute she is.
It's the best.
She's like, whatever, Dad.
Whatever, Dad. I don't like your mug. It's going to just disappear one day. She's just going to go donate it to Goodwill or something.
Always embarrassing me.
Man. Well, I appreciate you being on.
Thank you.
We did offline. We did this. If you want to follow Kitty here, it's at It's Kitty Cosmos on Twitter and Instagram.
Yep.
And it's Kitty Cosmos on TikTok and Twitch. Fridays and Saturday nights?
Yeah, usually Friday and Saturday nights mostly.
Hell yeah.
If I feel like it.
If you feel like doing it?
Punch a hole in my monitor from tech issues.
So you're about to head out and you're going to be filming soon, right?
Yeah, next week. I got Master Ken again.
Hell yeah. That was awesome. So it's going to be like a follow-up to that or just something new,
I think we're going to do something new, like more martial arts related. I have a funny idea.
That'll be fun.
I have a really good idea. He liked it. I think we're going to do something more martial arts related for this time. So, and I'm going to, try to sightsee a little bit in New Mexico because I'm in this like western state of mind because I just... After watching 1883, I'm just like, I want to see the West.
Yeah, show me the Carlsbad Caverns. Where are those at?
Show me all the Breaking Bad shit too while we're at it. Like,
so you'll be in Albuquerque proper.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
you'll have a good time.
And
Congrats
I love Better
on that.
Call Saul. Thank you.
Yeah,
so
that'll be a fun gig. I'm sure. Well, I don't want to keep you anymore. If you want to follow her, it's like I said, it's at It's Kitty Cosmos and at Kitty Cosmos.
Yep.
I'll have the links in the description of the podcast and in the YouTube video. If you want to follow me, it's at Lopez Radio. We'll catch you guys next time. Be sure to check out the episode of Offline if you haven't seen it yet. All right. You guys are lovely. Have a wonderful week.
Yeah. See ya. Bye. Bye. See you later. Bye.